Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, October 20th, which also happens to be Community Media Day. Yeah, so all the community media doing stuff. Shout out to everybody. And we are here. We're back.
Yeah, man. You know, here, being light-skinned. Happy belated birthday to my dad on the 14th.
Yes, sir.
Turned 56.
Big 5'6".
Yeah, big 5'6", man.
We got a lot to talk about, a lot going on in the sports world. On my downtime, I'll be watching old wrestling promos, and I came across Sid Vicious and Psycho Sid Vicious, whatever he called himself, and my man had he was an interesting character.
First of all, wrestling in our day, we were younger, those wrestlers you wouldn't want to just walk up on.
Especially him.
Nowadays, you can walk up on them wrestlers. You don't know what issues them wrestlers back when we were younger, how many roids they taking, what they was doing, like in the locker room. Like these guys were legit like loose cannons.
This dude in his promo said he was the super predator of the WWF. What?
Yeah. Did you see a Ravis and Rick Rude one yet?
Not yet.
You know, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, hit him with the ooh.
My man said he's a super predator of the WWF. And his promos, he'd be like, goes low, then high.
He's shaking.
Right? Like, you don't understand what I do. Like, yo.
And he had the Jerry curl, too.
Yo, his character was just something else. They sold it, too. He sold it. That was one thing with them wrestlers. They sold it.
Yeah, they did. Now, question. I feel some of the wrestlers really like that, though. Like Mr. Savage. He did not play.
No, yeah. I think Jake the Snake was like that, too.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, it was out there.
You know, when I was young, I thought the Hulkamaniacs and the Warriors were like two totally different like people. Like I'm like, where are these people located at? I thought it was like a planet or something. Like I did not, you know, when you young, your imagination goes wild.
Right. Yeah, man, that's a good old. Shout out to that Instagram page that puts all those wrestling promos and stuff.
Yeah, I gotta follow that, man.
Yeah, they had what was the girl, the lady that's always screaming? She had the paint on her face too. I forget her name.
Not China.
No, this was like
years ago.
Yeah, like early 90s. I forget her name.
I can't even. I gotta look her up.
Pedro, you know who I'm talking about? Well, we can't hear Pedro right now, but he might know who I'm talking about. All right, let's get into some football before we get a little carried away. Man, the New England Patriots they are 0-4 at home. They're 0-4 at home, but they lead the league in moral victories because at this point in the season, that's all we're giving them credit for is all these moral victories. And this was a game that the Dallas Cowboys was handing them on the platter to take, and they didn't take it. Actually, this game, it was like both teams was like didn't want to win the game. Both teams were giving each other the opportunity to win the game. So it's like, do you want to win it? No. Do you want to win it? No. Do you want to win it? I swear that's how it was going.
Especially when like the Cowboys were the overall better team. I liked how the Pats played this game because they were so balanced. You know what I mean? Rushing for 27 rushes, and then Jones only throwing the ball 21 times. Granted, he had one into, but you know that's just part of him being a rookie. But I liked how they were consistent. Now the Cowboys had all that yardage, did all that marching down the field. They turned it over on the goal line with a fumble, to throw an interception. So like Dak
penalties.
Dak just had a rough outing, but the penalties was crazy. 12 penalties, 115.
Yeah.
You're basically just asking them to win. Or you're basically telling them take the game from us.
Everything about this game said the Pats should have won, and then in overtime. You know, I don't get the Pats offense because we saw it's like they're holding that offense back with some of these play callings. When he went down the field to Kendrick Bourne, I was just like, okay, where has this been all season? We get it, he's a rookie and all that, but can you guys at least drop some plays where they take shots down the field? We haven't seen them take any shots down the field.
It's like they're scared to allow him to take like long shots down the field, but they got the guy throwing the ball 30, 40 times. So at least let him take a few shots.
And they got the guys that could get down the field to make those plays too. Like, why'd you sign all these guys if you're not going to utilize their strength, which makes absolutely no sense. And their defense was on the field way too long. 82 plays the Cowboys ran. And in overtime, Aguilar, he has a touchdown. If he didn't revert back to Philly Aguilar, he legit had a touchdown. He catches that, he goes in stride, it's a touchdown. But I don't get the punting in overtime because at this point it's just like, dude, just play to win the game. Right now you're playing for a tie. They should have. I think the Pats should have went for it on that 4th down because it's like, you need to go for it and go for the win because your defense is tired and it's overtime. Just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. If you don't get it, okay. But I'd respect it more if y'all went for it.
I just think that might have been strategy.
Yeah.
Who knows? They might have been playing for the tie. Since they can't get a win, least they can do is get a tie, especially with the Cowboys being one of the best teams in the NFL right now. You know, but one thing with Dak, fellas, Cowboys, I know y'all won this game. Y'all need balance. Zeke only having 17 rushes. Granted, it was only 3.9 yards a carry. Give him the ball more still. He's at 25, 30. Because Dak has no business throwing the ball 51 times.
It was in the Pats weren't going to let Zeke beat him. That was their whole game plan. They weren't going to let Zeke beat him. They just said we're gonna stuff the line of scrimmage and we're gonna dare you to beat us. And he had all the time in the world each time he dropped back. So it was just the Patriots defense was.
But my whole point is at some point, they're going to let up, you know what I mean? There's going to be collapse in the defense that would allow Zeke to get at least a 15, 20-yard run.
Yeah. Well, good thing for them, they got a bye week. So that was a big win for them. They're probably going to get more wins because their schedule gets, I swear, it gets a whole lot easier.
Also, too, man, shout out to Jawan Bentley, man. Man had 13 tackles, 12 solo. That man was everywhere.
The Pats defense made efforts. They played hard. They made some efforts, but they just couldn't stop them in the second half at all. They couldn't stop them at all, which was kind of embarrassing. Monday Night Football. These Monday Night Football games so far they all have been pretty exciting, coming down to the end, and this one no different. I mean, the Titans go as Derrick Henry goes, and he showed once again why he's one of the best running backs in the league with the monster game. Came down to the last possession for the Bills, and then Josh Allen I think he tripped or he slipped.
He slipped.
And
right? He lost his footing. They closed the gap, and he just lost his footing.
Okay, I thought he tripped. I thought he might have tripped over the lineman's foot or something.
He put his foot down and just slipped and he fell. And honestly, that was a great game. I'm not even mad at the decision for that.
Either.
Because for one, he played well. He only had one into, 35 and 47, 353, 3 touchdowns. Granted, I felt like they probably could have rushed a tad more just because, as you see, Tennessee, 22 rushes, 146, but they're getting 6 yards per carry, almost 7 yards per carry. But you know how I feel. Hammer home a little more, just open up a little bit for you.
Yeah, I ain't even mad at that call either because I didn't want to. They knew we didn't want to watch overtime. They didn't want to go to overtime, so I'm not mad at it. Play call, it was a good play call, but this is one of those things, unfortunate things. Like, this is the type of stuff that happens. Sometimes you just slip.
And prime example, when you get to the red zone, Tennessee was 100%.
Yeah.
Buffalo 2 for 5. You 3 for 5, game over.
Yeah, there's that too.
It just happened. Just I want to say just a bad play. That's all it is.
Not even a bad play. It was just like misfortune.
Misfortune. I don't want to say a freak accident because definitely unfortunate play.
Yeah, unfortunate to happen. But Derrick Henry, his last 6 games, 182 yards, 113 yards, 157 yards. 130 yards. My bad. My last 5 games. 143 yards, 20 carries, 29 carries, 33 carries, 28 carries, 35 carries. So the Titans are really relying on Derrick Henry, and they haven't even opened up their passing game yet because Ryan Tannehill's still trying to get used to Julio Jones, playing with Julio Jones. So once they get that together with this running game, because this team will be tough. It's just their defense is they need to score. Yeah,
to be honest, most teams in the NFL need to just take the balanced approach. There's only 3 or 4 franchises that can have their quarterback throwing the ball 40, 50 times, and they have consistent wins. Like, you see Tannehill throwing the ball 29, Henry only throwing it 20. There's no reason why Singletary only has 5 carries. And
I don't get the Bills rushing the targets. They
kind of treat Allen kind of like Jackson. They have him overworking himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he almost killed himself when he tried to hurdle. The dude.
Oh, but that's my point, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe less running, give it to your running back. He might have more energy, or he might make a better decision at the last play of the game. You know what I mean?
It's like you gotta pick your spots.
Yeah, like
for Allen to run, because the dude showed he's athletic enough to get you some plays in the grab. You just gotta pick and choose when to do it, because there's no reason he should be the leading run. He should have the most carries.
First of all, there's multiple teams that their quarterbacks the leading rusher half the time. It's like, what do you pay these running backs for?
Shoot,
to block?
They don't value the running back position in the NFL no more.
I don't know why.
Me either. Another game that came down to the wire. Our guy Geno Smith, he was doing some good things, and then man, oh man, and then he went back to being Geno. But you got to give these guys credit, Seattle credit, because they did fall 14-0, and with their backup quarterback in. But this kind of shows what should I say? This kind of shows the benefit of having a guy that's been in the league for a while, that's been a backup, and just seeing everything as a backup come in and keep the things kind of afloat and give your team a chance to win. But it just came down to Steelers just made more plays ahead.
And shout out to Geno Smith, because I know a lot of people think backups are just guys that go in there and throw in toast.
Yeah.
But he could actually play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows if he gets another opportunity, another team, what he would do. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at that at all. That's why I picked him. But, lost by 3 points, which is not bad. But Ben, they still overworking Ben. 40 times, 30, 35.
They don't learn their lesson. That's the problem with the Steelers.
Granted, you get away with it because you're playing a backup, but what if the starters out there and the Seahawks played the way they did? You'd have lost.
Yeah, I think they need to utilize they did give Najee Harris 24 carries. But
he needs 30.
He needs 30, or they need to give some other running backs, split it with some other running backs or something, because they should know their lesson from last year, having Ben throw the ball so many times. We're getting to that point of the season where it's starting to get cold outside.
And people forget Ben was at his best when he had a solid running back.
Yeah.
They forgot who his running backs were when he won them rings.
Yeah.
Well, was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and this came down to the last play. I mean, the Seahawks almost fumbled this because DK Metcalf, he gets the ball. This was when they were trying to tie the game. He gets a nice reception, and instead of going out of bounds, he tries to get more yards, fumbles the ball, and then they recover it. Is
that the play Shannon Sharp was talking about?
Yeah.
When they going at it?
Yeah,
he had the nerve to talk crazy to Shannon Sharp?
Yeah, so he fumbled it. Luckily, his teammate recovered it, but they had to do a mad dash and rush and spike the ball, but time expired, and then the refs go into replay to confirm if it was a catch or not, and we're just like, what? What? Like, they used the replay all types of wrong in that position, because everybody watching knew that was a catch and a fumble, because he had already caught it and he was going up the field. So why are you looking at it to see if he caught it? And the game would not have gone into overtime if y'all didn't do all that. It was just referees messing the hell up.
Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and just own up to your mistakes and move on. You mess up, you mess up.
Yeah.
It's all good. Another day.
Yeah.
Another day, man.
But sometimes they don't review certain things, and then when they review stuff like this, you're just wondering, what are you watching? Did you not just see the dude go up the field?
It makes you wonder what the people in New York are watching.
Right.
Because they got to report to the referees, the referee headquarters, because they watch every game. So it's like, you're sitting there watching the game. What are you guys watching?
Yeah. Weird. Very, 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 very weird. Yeah, that whole sequence was just really awkward.
But I was going to say about Najee Harris, I think he's a back that can get 100 yards a game.
Yeah.
No problem.
He's young, he's a rookie, he's fresh. Get that man the ball more, because we've seen what happened down the stretch last year, why they couldn't win games, because they couldn't run the ball.
And he's like their workhorse on that team. They send him home because he works out too much in the facility. Oh. So they got to kick him out the facility. So he wants to be great. Let the man be great.
Oh, man. You know what team is playing great so far? The Arizona Cardinals. They are the lone undefeated team right now. Kyler Murray playing at an MVP level, utilizing all his weapons, his receivers. Their running game is starting to pick up. Their defense makes plays. And now we just, yeah.
There isn't much to say with this game when you have 3 turnovers and you're the Browns. the Browns with 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
That's not a formula for success.
Yeah.
And then what was up with Baker when he did that one play? He dropped the ball thinking that nobody was around. Then got rocked.
I have no
I
idea.
think that's when he got injured.
Oh, when he hurt his shoulder?
When you dropped the ball, though, thinking he was like he had some room to maneuver, and the guy that was right next to him just drills him.
Yeah, Baker just was out of sorts. This always happens when he plays against another good team. He just has these moments when he plays against another good team with a good quarterback, and you have to go score for them. He tries to do a little too much, and that's kind of caused him to hurt his shoulder too, because it just looked, when I saw him and I was like, ugh, that didn't look right.
You know what I said? Get up, put your left down, you be all right.
Well, he ain't playing tomorrow. They just announced he's not playing tomorrow.
I'm not surprised. He can't take hits like that on that side of his body, bro.
I don't know who they're gonna put out there tomorrow, because I think their receivers are hurt too. Once again,
Landry's hurt, right?
Yeah, Landry's hurt. He won't be playing that game.
I'll be honest. Without Landry, I don't know what Baker's gonna do, because he still is having a hard time getting OBJ the ball.
Yeah.
It seems like he's uncomfortable with working with him compared to Landry.
It's like,
I don't understand it.
Me either. It's like he tries to force it to him, and you gotta understand, Odell can get open. If you see him and he's open, just throw it to him, because he's gonna make a play. It's just like I don't know, too much hesitancy.
And sometimes when Odell's not open, he will get open.
Right.
Throw it up there.
Yeah.
Give him some room.
But we gotta give all this credit to the Cardinals, though.
Yeah.
These guys, they're playing really well. As they're keeping their quarterback nice and clean and not getting hit, because that's one of the reasons why they fell off last year. He got hurt at some point in the season.
They had some snap mishaps though in this game. Though, granted, I love that his instincts though.
Yeah.
And he's lower to the ground.
Yeah.
But as soon as that ball, he loses it, boom, he's on it. I feel like some of these QBs are not aware. Yeah. Their awareness, offensive awareness, is not all there.
Yeah, and then if you look at it too, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, those guys throughout the last couple of weeks, they've been picking it up more in the ground game, and they have probably one of the best receiving corps in the league, right now. So these guys, man, they are tough. Let me, as I look at their upcoming schedule, because I don't know when they'll lose again. They have the Texans, then they got a tough one at Green Bay. That's going to be a tough one. Then they're at 49ers, then Panthers and Seahawks. So these guys, they're all winnable games. So we'll see how far they go. And then we gotta give a lot of credit to their coach too. You know, he's shown that he's adjusting to the NFL. And there was a lot of questions about him being an NFL coach, and he's showing that he's pretty decent.
From what I've seen him, he's a decent person.
That too.
He's a decent person. Speaks highly about his players, respects his people, respects people of all shades. You know what I mean?
And he a Mac.
Yeah, that too.
He a Mac with his thirst trap house photos and stuff, showing the people he got money.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Oh man, he ain't like that Orgeron.
He just seems like he's a cool dude, just cool, chill guy.
Yeah, because he's like in his mid to late 30s, I think, or early 40s. So I think he could kind of relate to these guys, because I think he recruited someone. Well, he recruited Kyler Murray. Okay, we know that for sure. Yep. But I think he could relate to the players, because he kind of, not too far.
And it's crazy too. Some of these guys that are older, they don't care to relate to the players. Granted, you can be detached age-wise, but you can still be relatable to the guys if you care enough to understand the players you're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and lastly in the NFL, the Ravens, man.
Slacking.
These guys, ever since that loss to the Raiders, they just been going do. Lamar Jackson, he's actually playing better than he was during his MVP season. Yeah. And he's putting the team on his back. Don't worry, Pedro, we'll fix that in post. But yeah, the way he's playing, and his receivers are catching the ball. Even though Hollywood Brown be having these drops still, but they're consistent. They're not dropping as much as they used to. That too.
And the thing I like to see the most, they rushed the ball 38 times compared to Lamar throwing the ball 27.
Yeah. And he didn't have the best passing game.
But he's not even the leading rusher on the team. Yeah. Which is a formula for success.
Yeah. Their style is we're gonna run it, we're gonna run it, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's their offensive style.
And then we'll surprise you with this guy we got right here, who's an ex-MVP who can do everything.
Yeah, and people think he can't throw in the pocket, but then he'll launch that thing down the field. So the Ravens right now, everybody's talking about all these other teams But these guys right now. Ooh.
Now, if you ask me now who one of my favorites to go to the Super Bowl is, I would probably say the Ravens in regards to they've been battle-tested every type of game.
Yeah.
Every type of game.
Yep.
So it's like they know how to win every type of game. Now they have to stay healthy and they got to just play consistently.
Yeah,
but what's up with the Chargers, though?
They always have these games.
It's like they get hypnotized by the talent. You ran the ball 12 times. 12 divided by 4 is 3. You gonna tell me you think it's smart to run the ball 3 times a quarter?
And the thing is that I knew they weren't gonna win this game because for some reason, whenever teams travel from the West Coast to the East Coast,
Oh yeah, it's always.
I don't know what it is, but they're not themselves. They just play out of what they normally play. As you can see from their game plan and the results of the game plan, it was just one of those games. It was like, is this the same team we've watched the past couple of weeks? Because they look like a team that just hasn't played together for a while.
Barely get down the field.
Right.
Got to the red zone twice.
Yeah, it was a struggle.
The
for
man
them.
averages like 3 TDs a game.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle bus for them. So I have no idea. I don't know what was going on with
But
them.
12? Like, come on.
Yeah, but hey, kudos to the Ravens though. They got a big one coming up with the Bengals division 4 right now. So they keep this going, and I think with them this year knowing. Because they won the playoff game last year, and they had opportunities to advance in the playoffs against Buffalo, but they made like key mistakes in that game, like turning it over in the red zone and stuff. So I think they know now. They know what it takes to get to that next point, to reach to the Super Bowl, because they're playing like, okay, we know what we have to do, especially when they get down there in the red zone.
I mean, even the games that they're competing in and they're close, we're not feeling like, oh, they're gonna let this one go.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn it over. Like, you feel like they're gonna come back and they're gonna win the game.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go on to the No Huddle. Craig gonna talk about the Pats and some of the stuff that they could have done to win the game. And then we're going to come back. We got Wnba Finals to talk about because, that game. What a dozy that game was.
Which game?
The clinching game of the Wnba Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, No Huddle. Like, them girls.
What up, everybody, and welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. It's your boy Craig, and I'm here to give you my recap of the week. Before jumping into that, just to let you know, your boy got married. It was a great ceremony and super fun reception. But yeah, I'm officially off the market. So, yeah, it's awesome. All right, moving on. Patriots versus the Cowboys. What a game. It was awesome all game long, like just a shootout between Dak Prescott and Mac Jones. Patriots defense, not necessarily terrible, but, didn't really step up to the plate the way you hoped they would. Ezekiel Elliott ran the ball a lot. CeeDee Lamb went for a lot of yards. Amari Cooper, a little bit quiet in this game, but the tight ends doing their things as well. But Mac Jones, 75-yard pass to Kendrick Bourne. He got Jacoby Myers in for some yards. And it was an all-around good game. I liked it, but it ended in defeat for the New England Patriots. A lot of controversy over the punt in overtime. And I gotta be honest with you, I gotta agree with the naysayers saying that we shouldn't have been so conservative with the ball. We were over the 50-yard line, 3 yards to go, going up against the Dallas defense. Trayvon Diggs is probably one of the best corners in the league, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a chance and you got to go for, a trick play or some type of, anything. You got to go for something. It's overtime, and you got Dak Prescott, one of the best offensive lines and one of the best offenses in the NFL, and you don't think they're going to drive it down the field on you and at least get into field goal range? To me, that was a terrible play decision, and I don't know. I really don't know what Bill Belichick was thinking. Was he just satisfied with the moral victory? Someone said it, actually, Mukala said it best. The Patriots are leading the league in moral victories. And we need to get past moral victories and get to actually legit victories. We need to win some more games. We need to make some changes. Stop being so conservative. Trust Mac Jones more. Trust the run game a little bit more. Maybe we need to think outside the box when designing plays. But I don't know what needs to happen, but something needs to happen. Cardinals still undefeated, which was crazy to me. I like them though. I've liked them since the beginning of the season. I thought they were super underrated. Defense is really strong. Kyler Murray, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and only getting better with every game. So how long can they maintain this undefeated record? Can they make it to the Super Bowl? Can they win a Super Bowl? Those are some big questions that need to be answered. Another game I had to bring up is Tennessee versus Buffalo. Tennessee loses to the Jets, arguably, if not the worst team, definitely bottom 3 in the league, and then beats Buffalo and Josh Allen. To me, mind-blowing game. What an incredible outcome. Completely unexpected. Pretty mad at Dawson Knox. He lost me in my fantasy league. I just needed 10 more points from the kid. He got a great touchdown, and stupid Emmanuel Sanders with the hold that takes that touchdown away. That touchdown would have helped bring me to the promised land of a victory. But nope, didn't happen for me. So Buffalo losing to Tennessee, though, that I can't believe it. Just complete shocker. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just an incredible phenom of a running back. What was it, like 60-something yards? I think it was like 67 yards for the touchdown. Oh, man. This dude is bananas. I almost benched him in my league for Zach Moss, no less. I just thought that, Buffalo was going to really put a damper on the run game. And then literally before, like, the day of the game, I was like, it's still King Henry. Put him back in the lineup. And sure enough, he went off for me. And I was losing badly. I was losing so badly. But him and Josh Allen combined total pushed me over the top to get me the victory for the week in the other league I'm in. So it's big things. All right. That's all I got for you today. Back to After the Whistle. See you next week on No Huddle.
All right, we are back. WNBA Finals. If Candice Parker decided she's gonna retire today, this could be like the storybook ending for her, because go to LA, then leave LA, you come home, win the title for your home team in your first year. You can't even write a script better than that, because that's a storybook ending.
Yeah, like she had like an amazing career. If she decides to retire, if I was her, I wouldn't. I'd just keep playing till the wheels fall off since you're home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure your family, friends, peers that you went to school with would just love to come support you one game if they had time. So I would try to play a couple more years home.
Yeah, I don't blame her for playing. I mean, she's still doing all this other stuff she's doing. But if she would continue. But if she would retire, like, this is kind of the storybook type of ending.
Bro, if you list her accolades, they talk about Breanna Stewart and all. People are great. They're not Candice Parker.
No. And
like Candice Parker, something else.
I know Kalia Copper. I think that's Copper. Yeah, Copper. She got the MVP. But Courtney Vanderslew was doing some stuff on that court to Phoenix, and I was just like, she is cold. Giving him the step back, just crossing him over, and she made some big plays down the stretch where she found Candice for that game-time three-pointer, and then she made another big shot down the stretch. Like, she is cold.
The game is improving. It's getting better, and these girls are actually, I mean, they're playing like dogs now.
Yeah.
Like, they're playing like dogs.
Yeah. And you know what's also crazy? A couple years ago, they voted Candice Parker as the most overrated player in the league. Her peers.
I mean, for one, this is female basketball. We already know Women do not like complimenting women. So I expect the haters to come out the woodwork for that.
Yeah. Another thing that
Let's be real here. Like, come on.
another thing that happened in this. So after the game, Phoenix, they were being some sore losers after this game because they declined. They declined to do media after the game, and we're just like, what? Why are you declining to do media? Go out there and just talk. You could just repeat. You could just pull a Rasheed Wallace. Both teams play hard. We get it. You don't want to talk after the game, but you technically have to go talk to them after the game because that's in your contract for them just to decline. And it's just a bad look on them, and also kind of a bad look because people are trying to grow the WNBA game.
Yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, y'all don't have the leg room to be acting like the guys. Unfortunately, they had 76 years, 75 years under your belt. Y'all got like 26.
And dudes in the league that do that end up getting fined.
Yeah, they get fined, and they got more money they can get fined.
Yeah.
Like, ladies, just be professional.
Right.
And
It just comes off here being a sore loser.
yeah, just act like grown women. Just act like professional women. That's all.
Don't know we want to talk to the media after losing a big game, but you just have to go up there.
I don't even like talking to my friends after losing.
Right.
So like we get it, but man, you get paid to do a service, complete the obligation.
Yeah,
That's all.
and once again, you take a script from Rasheed Wallace, Marshawn Lynch. You could just answer the question however way you want it, nice, short, and simple, and get out of there. Answer a few questions, a couple questions. That's it.
Like, you can be a whole ass if you want.
For real though.
But these people don't want to be that.
Like, for real, you can do. But yeah, it's just a bad look for them. And Diana Taurasi too. It's just this whole postseason. It was a bad look for her. Some of her antics that she was doing. But congratulations to the Chicago Sky on winning the WNBA championship. All right. Woo. Opening night NBA, 2 games last night. The Bucks got their rings, and they dominated the Nets. Again, they jumped out on them early. The Nets were playing catch up, got the game to single digits, but then once again playing catch up for an entire game, you get worn out. And then game 2, it was some sloppy basketball in game 2.
Yeah, it was just that's all it is. I mean, Westbrook went like 2 for like 12 or something like that. Curry didn't shoot well at all.
Yeah.
Granted, everybody just getting accustomed to being out there. That's all.
But one thing my first thought was, why is DeAndre Jordan in the starting lineup? Number one. And then my other one is like, why is Rondo and Westbrook on the court at the same time?
That one I understand more than DeAndre Jordan being in the starting lineup. 'Cause I like DeAndre. He's athletic.
Yeah.
What other big do they have?
They got Dwight.
They similar plays, but
Yeah.
I feel like DeAndre just got a little more bounce to him.
Yeah, but
he's a little younger.
He looked washed out there. Yeah, he looked washed out there. But God, we gotta give him Jordan Poole. They've been talking about him a lot in the offseason, and man, granted, some of the shot selection was a little questionable on him. Some of the shots, there were a few where we were just like, dude, what are you doing? But overall, he was like, he's taking that step. Like they have so much expectation for him.
Yeah, he was cool. I'll be honest. The player that I was watching all night was what's his name?
The Euro?
Nah, dude from the Bucks, Namwa, whatever.
Oh, Jordan?
He was balling.
No, yeah.
He was balling last night.
Jordan.
Like,
I told you, I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him get BC 39 points.
I was
live.
telling Hood about that.
Yeah, man.
I said he can shoot that thing.
Yeah, he can. He's
He's second year.
second. Yes, this is second.
You can tell.
Second.
I can tell he wasn't a rookie, but it's like, they giving him like a long leash. Do what he want out there.
I think DiVincenzo's hurt too, so that's why he's getting those minutes right now.
DiVincenzo about to sit on the bench behind him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Better request something.
Yeah, or you better do something when you get back on, because the way he played yesterday, man.
He was out there like he was about to be 6th man of the year or something. What he was doing.
This is what they call seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity. So
Even like ended like the quarter. When he had that thing for like 10 seconds, I'm like, yo, you gonna pass it to somebody? And the coach is like, nah, do you, brother. He got the bucket too. I'm like, all right.
This is what a certain team wanted their other star player to be doing, but I'm pretty sure y'all know who I'm talking. Everybody know who I'm talking about. If y'all don't, we talking about Ben Simmons. If he had whatever Jordan Norwell had, this wouldn't be all that's happening right now would not be an issue. I mean, this guy out there acting mad, very unprofessional, showing up, giving. Just not giving effort in practice, then refusing to do certain drills when he's asked. And it's just like, you got to blame, first you got to blame him for being unprofessional, then you got to blame Sixers management, Daryl Morey especially, for not trading him when teams had offering.
I'll be honest, this all started at LSU, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because with the LSU, he was barely going to class. The reports they were saying, yeah. So it just started. It was an avalanche effect, and now you see the end result of it. So hopefully he could, he could fix things, But he got to get out of Philly and get a fresh start. But he's not going about it the right way. Because I see the meme talking about like him taking the ball and walking out, and then you had Butler killing the team with the third. You know what I mean? With the third string.
Yeah.
And wanting to trade. So it just shows like. He's not going about it.
Yeah, he's been enabled too long, and this is what happens when you don't check somebody at a young age. They feel like they could get away with all this, but it just shows his teammates are tired of it, the coaches are tired of it, and you just got to look at management. It's just like, yo, y'all should have just whatever teams were offering, you should have just taken it because he's hurting his trade value. You're not going to get any more. You're not going to get the type of deal that you want now because of this. But it's just like you knew this would happen because you knew he made it clear when he met with you guys that he didn't want to be there no more, and yet they still Daryl Morey once again. Ugh.
I mean, if a girl says I don't want to be with you no more, you can't force her to stay in a relationship.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
Especially when she done already got another dude.
That's like the movie Fair or something. Put me in the house.
Right? She done already moved on. She got a whole nother band and all that, and you over here showing up. What's that movie? A different world.
Okay,
that last scene, that wedding scene, that's so famous. Like one of those things right there. Which is another thing, not to cut you off. Why ain't no one whoop that dude's behind in that wedding?
I don't know, man. But one thing with Simmons too, like with the Sixers, it's hard to get rid of a player that's 6'10" that does what he does. Yeah. You're not gonna get anything back to that caliber. But like this is a big old mess.
Big mess.
Like, this is a big mess. But the whole we talked about in the past about players being able to be in control of their own destiny, and this is kind of what he wants to do. He's not going about it the right way, but they can't be holding him hostage though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's time to let bygones be bygones and move on.
And the worst part is there were people they were offers for him, and Daryl Morey and management, they didn't want to do it.
One thing I noticed too about certain types of people that own things, they'll let you dig a hole for yourself before they let you go, and then you see, there's no demand for you now because we allow you to dig a hole for yourself so much that we knew there wasn't going to be a demand for you. Now you got to stay with us. I don't like how that's going. You know what I mean? How that's happening.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because they did let him dig a hole for himself.
Yeah. That's why they're the Sixers.
Absolutely.
I mean, shoot, they should have just done the Kyrie trade.
Honestly, it's like a couple states away.
Like not. You thought they'd be head and shoulders championship favorite. They get him because he don't want to shoot, but there's two guys that he can pass the ball that don't mind shooting.
He's an automatic dunk.
Yeah, so it's like you'll get the spacing that you want, and then you'll have the guys with the heart to take clutch shots that you don't want to do. So it's like, all right, but we'll see. Lastly, baseball. A little quick baseball recap. It is tied 2-2 with the Red Sox and Astros in this game that started at like 6 o'clock, I think it ended at midnight or something like that.
Okay.
I think they're playing right now. Well, they're playing at 4 o'clock, so as we're filming, they are playing. So it was a 2-2 game, and then I think it was like in the bottom of the ninth. It was 2 outs, and the Red Sox pitcher thought he struck out the batter. And it was a strike, but the umpire called it a ball. And then everything went down the hill after that. The Astros proceeded to score 7 runs in that inning, 7 runs in the 9th inning to take this lead. So it was just all it was bad. It
Was it really a strike?
Yeah, it was. I saw the replay. Everybody that was there was saying it was a strike. So it was just.
I'm all about human error, just because the referees are important people. But games like that, you got to go to replay. Like playoff games, go to replay.
And I think they may have gone to. I don't even know if they went to replay on that.
They couldn't have went to replay because that would have been overturned.
Yeah.
If you're even allowed to overturn a strike or a ball once it's caught by the ref, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know the baseball.
Yeah, me either. But I know when they show like that little graphic in the blue, whatever the colors are, like you should be able to see that, and you can see it's a strike. So
yeah, I know they go to replay for like home runs and stuff like that, but yeah.
I mean, if they go replay for home runs, you should go for strikes.
Yeah, you were right, but but the Red Sox have a chance to take a 3-2 series lead, and then because the series will finish off in Houston, so if they take a 3-2 lead, all you gotta do is just steal another one in Houston, which they are more than capable of doing. I think they can do it. Plus, you never know with this team, the way they've been playing all season, so you never know. I mean, shoot, they were down 1-0, and then next thing you know, they just hitting grand slams after grand slams and stuff. So it's nice out too.
Yeah.
So they need to get this dub. The game, as I said, the game is happening as we're filming. So
word?
Yeah,
I didn't know it started already.
Yeah, it starts at 4. But
okay.
By the time this is done,
This is true.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to. What am I going to? We are going to Athletes Corner. We had the Lynn Classical girls soccer team on. This interview was filmed last week. The Lynn Classical girls yesterday captured the GBL title. They beat Malden 1-0, so they're the GBL champs again.
That's dope.
Yeah, congratulations. And they're ranked 20th in the state.
That's dope.
Yeah, so they postseason coming up, they got a good chance.
Congrats.
All right. Athletes Corner, then we're going to come back, give you all the high school sports updates. Welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we have Anna, Molly, and Ava here with us. Lynn Classical girls soccer, undefeated. Lynn Classical girls soccer here with us, coming off a win last night or yesterday afternoon, whatever time they played yesterday against Medford. How you ladies doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, y'all having quite the season, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, talk to me about this season. First, talk to me about the spring season that you guys capped off with the GBL championship, and talk about how that transferred over into this full fall season.
Well, last year, we all did really well as a team. We won the GBL. I think we only lost 1 game, and we did lose a bunch of good players, our 4 captains from last year. But I think we kind of just fed off how we did last season and kind of brought that into this year, and we've been doing pretty good since then too. So
yeah, I think that we kind of never stopped because the spring season was so late that we just kept going into the summer with captains practices and stuff like that, and then went right into the fall season.
Yeah, and it was a huge turnaround from our sophomore year at least. We only won 2 games then, scored 8 goals all season, and then to completely turn that around, especially during Corona, and to go and win a GBL title, that was huge. So
yeah. Talk about that a little more. Having that turnaround, having your junior season kind of derailed to half up, or whatever, how many games you guys played. So just talk about that, and just you guys not winning your sophomore year, and then in a short period turning that around your junior year.
yeah, I think everyone got to take a lot of time to themselves to practice and really just get all their skills up while everyone else was probably just at home. We were always practicing, we were always sending videos to each other, doing little things to make sure we're all improving. So I think that really helped us out in the end.
Did the pandemic kind of sad, but did it help with you guys' on-ball skills, the workouts and stuff, because there was, as a team, you couldn't really get together like that, so did it help with the individual skills?
Yeah, I'd honestly say that it kind of brought us together more because we'd always send videos of ourselves doing little drills together and sending them in the group chat and making sure that everyone was still putting in the work even though we didn't have a season.
yeah, and I just feel even though we had like the time off, it wasn't really like time off. We were always still like working and stuff, and even though it wasn't like we weren't at practices and like had games and stuff, it was still, we were always like training, like doing things to get better. So I think like just constantly like putting in the work, like whether or not we were in school or not, like that's just kind of like how we've always been, and like the mentality we've had just to like keep working and like always just work really hard. So I feel like that kind of carried over into the next 2 seasons.
And transitioning into the GBL from the Northeastern Conference, there are a lot more teams that are probably up there in state rankings. It seemed like, how were you guys just able to kind of not be intimidated by that? Because intimidated by some of those other teams, and you guys went out there and beat some of those other teams. I know you guys played Somerville. It was Somerville beat you guys once last year. Am I correct? And then you guys beat them again, or was that Revere?
We only played Somerville once, and Revere. We tied them the first time we played them my junior year, and we tied them. We were down 2-0 at half. They got 2 goals. One of them was like, we thought it was offsides, but they got 2 goals on us. But then that kind of like started us being like really resilient, and then we came back and tied them and got 2 goals, and then we went back and beat Revere in the GBL final.
Gotcha. All right, talk to me about this season. What are some things that you guys have noticed about overall the team, just not yourselves but also your teammates? What have you noticed about yourselves about that makes your team such a good team this year?
I think it's just the chemistry. Like, out of all teams, I feel like we just really fit in with each other, especially like even like the freshmen. Like, we all are just like a big family, and it all helps with the way we play with each other.
Yeah, we also do a lot of team bonding to bring us all together and make sure that like even on and off the field, like we're a family together and like spending time with each other.
Does it also help that you guys could actually be in the same room? Because because there was so much restrictions last year as far as just team activities or team workouts and stuff. Did that kind of make you guys want to have a closer team because you guys couldn't be in the same room for pretty much all of last year, not even in school or outside of school or that and all that?
Yeah, it kind of helped us like appreciate it more, especially like even though last year like we had a season, we still like we saw each other at practices, but we still like weren't in school. And just kind of coming from like all that, from like not being in school to like the other sports seasons getting canceled, and just now finally having it like back to normal, it kind of makes us like appreciate it more. So it's good. And then we just kind of like use our time wisely. Like, we're always like just taking advantage of like being able to train every day, being able to see each other every day and do more things together.
How is the postseason is quickly coming up for everyone? How is it that experience from the GBL tournament going to help you all moving forward in the MIA tournament this year?
Well, I think we know what we kind of know what it's like to like everything can be on the line. Like when we first played Somerville in the GBL tournament last year, I don't think we played them before that season. I think our game got canceled.
Yeah.
So we had no experience playing Somerville, so we kind of just had to like, okay, like we have film on them, so we had to like watch film. Like they were a really good team, and they still are. So like we had to like take that into account that they're going to be really good competition. So just kind of like know their strengths and like what we can do better, and like how we need to like utilize like certain parts of our game, and just like play with everything on the line. And I feel like that will help in the tournament.
How are you guys not able to let up though? When you're having such a great season, there could be games at some points in the season where you're just like, it happens. This is just human nature. It happens. Team's not into it. It's just a slow start, not really giving it. You're not really into the game. How are you guys just able to continue, playing well and not having those lapses against bad teams that you guys know you're head and shoulders better than?
You just need to, if you have a bad game, you need to learn how to just leave it on the field. Whatever happens, leave it on the field, move on, go to practice the next day, and just work to get back at it for the next one.
Yeah, I just think like even like some games this season, like we've came out flat, and like we've always been kind of like a second half team, so we just kind of need to know like we can't walk into every game expecting to win. Like we need to like take every team seriously, and just like it doesn't matter like what our record is before. Once we step on the field, like we need to that's like a clean slate, and just like do the best we can.
Coming to the end part of the season, down the last stretch of the season, what are you hoping to see from not only yourselves, from your teammates on finishing off the season? What are some of the things that you're looking to see from your teammates and in order to finish the season strong?
I think that if we keep doing like what we're doing, like if we keep going out not flat and we come out as like how we come out in the second half the whole game, I think that we can definitely finish strong to get a higher seed in states and just keep going into states and hoping that we make it far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think we just need to trust each other. Like we know we have good teammates all around us. Like we got an amazing goalie, like great defense, midfield, and forwards. Like we know we have a good team, and we just need to like trust each other and like just play our game. Like don't get too ahead of ourselves and just like know what we're capable of.
All right. And lastly, before we get out of here, down the line, plug in your social medias, let everybody know where to find you guys to follow and all that good stuff. And also, if the Lynn Classical Girls Soccer has a social media page, plug that in as well. This year came right here.
Okay. Our team page is Lady Rams Soccer. It's like lady_Rams_soccer. That's our Instagram page. My Instagram is just my name, Molly Mannion.
My Instagram is also just my name, Wnba Correnti.
Mine's also just my name. It's Flaherty_Anna.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you for coming on here and chatting with us. Continue the great success on this season. And for those watching, I know when y'all watch this will be the day we release this. It'll be a week old, so just letting everybody know like this was recorded a week before the air date, so just so nobody gets confused and what's going on. Good luck with the rest of the season, and thank you all for dropping by on us.
Thank you so much.
All right, you all have been watching the Athletes Corner segment. Have a good day. All right, and we are back. Let's give you some high school scores, some high school sports update, and all that good stuff. As I mentioned already, Lynn Classical girls yesterday defeated Malden 1-0 to win the GBL championships. Congratulations to them. Lynn Tech girls, they got a 5-0 victory over Notre Dame Academy. I don't even know where that is. They play Mystic Valley tomorrow. Lynn Classical boys lost to Malden 1-0. They're playing Lynn English tomorrow. Lynn Tech boys won 1-0 over Lowell Catholic. They are playing Greater Lowell tomorrow. St. Mary's boys 2-1 over Bishop Fenwick, and they are playing Arlington Catholic tomorrow. St. Mary's girls, they lost to Bishop Fenwick 6-0, and they're playing Arlington Catholic today, probably as we are filming, or I think tonight, but whatever, they're playing them today. So, in football, St. Mary's boys went forward. They're 6-0 now. On their senior night, they won 41-7 over Arlington Catholic. Yeah, that game was over in the first quarter. Lynn Classical, they bounced back 32-0 victory over Malden Saturday. They play Milton on Friday. I think Milton's ranked number 3 or something like that. From what I heard, they're a really good team, so this should be a good matchup. Lynn Tech won 28-16 over South Shore Tech. They're playing Neshoba Tech on Saturday. I don't know.
Have these schools been created in the past 15 years or something?
No, I think Neshoba's always been around. It's never good.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Kemp Academy 52-45 over Neshoba. They're playing at Minuteman on Saturday. So that's some of the highlights. Let's go to these post-game interviews. The first is with Kyle Durant from Lynn Classical. Check this out. All right, Kyle, you guys came out here, able to put last week's game behind you. You guys came out here pretty dominant on offense and defense. Just tell me the mind state of the team coming into this one.
We just had to focus up, take it serious. We just had to keep the tempo up, do us.
But what did you guys see specifically from their defense that you guys felt you could take advantage early on? Because the first drive didn't go well, but then after that it seemed like you guys...
They wasn't really covering the slots. They was they was like more in on the run. They was coming down. They weren't ready to like cover the pass.
Can you tell me what is it about? What do you like that this team has improved on since the opening game? What are some things that you really like about your team that it's gotten better throughout the weeks?
I think that we've gotten better at blocking. We've gotten better with throwing the ball and running everything. We've just like improved every single week.
Yeah, and now you guys gonna put this one behind. You got a tough one coming up against Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Just, early on, what are you hoping to see you guys the upcoming weeks as you guys prepare for that?
Tough team. We got Rivera after them too. So 2 hard weeks in a row. We just gotta focus up the next 2 weeks and keep winning.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right. Next post-game interview is with Kervance, Justine, and Donovan Clark of St. Mary's. They were celebrating senior day that day too. So check these out before we go to the highlights. All right, fellas. Senior night, you guys came out, dominated offensively and defensively. Started off fast. Just talk to me about everything tonight, the ceremony and the game.
It's honestly just all my teammates. Like Dunny, my twin, Ali, Jack, pretty much like everyone on the field was like really good, and I couldn't be more proud of them. They all played for me and my friends, and I could never thank them enough for that.
Donovan, talk to me how you guys started off offensively and defensively, quick off the bat, get the points, on defense, and it seemed like you guys just made it a point to just take these guys out early.
Yeah, we started off good, offensively, scoring right off the bat, David getting it done. And defensively, we're always locked. So,
yeah. What is it about this team that's so special this year? Because it's like you guys have been getting to these hot starts, and you guys have been improving each week for what the coach has said, especially on the defensive side. What is it about this team that's everything's starting to click right at this point in the season?
I think it's the chemistry, honestly. At practice, we've been having some good practices lately, and just building chemistry with everyone, just improving every week.
And lastly, just talk about the mindset going in. 2 games left in the season, then postseason coming up. Just talk to me about you guys' mindset to finish off the season.
Clearly, we are going to go out to win, and obviously have a good post season. Go for the chip in the ring. You already know. So yeah, and that's our.
All right, we are going to go to some high school football highlights. Check these highlights out from the past weekend's games.
Play ball, hey, place your bets. Play ball, hey, place your bets. Play ball, hey, play ball, place your bets.
We don't take kindly to threats. Your bet, better than it is 100. I hit him in his chest, check it. It's your chest, ain't it like me yet. Get your vest, construction site with the tool, that hammer jack. Bring your best, I feel great, I'm war ready nonetheless. Burn your flesh, you're looking stressed, you're hot. I take breaths, like Nike, let's do it. I go a mile for that check, battle up with the Louis. I'm slugging, this ain't a bet. 100 miles per hour fast down the lane, I'm curving traps.
You heard? Silhouettes, this verbal intellect. Watch out, I've been a threat. Hood rivalries, we graduate the hawk. Let's get it tech. I've been a mess since entry 25 and took 3 in his chest. It's been direct, get in check. I felt it cross, let's slit a neck. Let's get a rep. It's all about your pride until you get it checked. I live in stress, felt the hardest losses, but felt I live it best. My shit a mess. You start living right, you cross, you getting left. I started spitting, they felt it's life, but golly, you getting deaf. Dancing with the devil, you don't get a sweat. Dancing with the devil, you don't get a sweat. My young thug with a gun, and this ain't no duet. We don't take too kindly to threats. This Glock a ball, hey, place your bets. Play ball, hey, place your bets. Play ball, hey, play ball, place your bets. Dancing with the devil, you don't.
All right, and we are back. All right, we got some Pop Warner action for everybody. Check these Pop Warner highlights out. Man, them little kids were going. They was going.
Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Walk.
All right, top 10 plays from week number 6 of the NFL. We're going to come back with our game picks, and we're going to be done. All right, and we are back. All right, let's go to our week number 7 game picks. Before that, week 6 results. Todd was 8-6. I was 9-5. In week 5, Todd was 11-5, and I was 10-6. Yeah, we did better in week 5 than we thought we would.
Bro, I think I'd be trash every week. I'd be focusing on my losses. Like, oh, man.
All right, let's get right into it. Thursday Night Football, Broncos, Browns. Case Keenum is starting quarterback.
Well, Broncos.
You going with the Broncos? I, too, will go with the Broncos. Washington at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Pack. Kansas City at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Going with Tennessee? I'm going with Kansas City because I know they were still salty about losing there last year. Falcons, Dolphins.
Falcons, man.
I'm with you on that, Falcons. We both picking the Pats. They're playing the Jets, just in case y'all were wondering. Panthers, Giants. Yeah, jeez.
Giants.
You know what the Giants?
Actually, he's a player, right? Jones playing?
Yeah.
Giants.
I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with the Panthers. Bengals, Ravens.
Ravens.
I will go. Where is it? I will go with the Ravens because they're at home. Eagles, Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, I will go with the Raiders as well. Lions, Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Texans, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
This is Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, J.J. Watt. That whole storyline playing against the whole team. Yeah, it might get ugly. Bears, Bucks in Tampa.
The Bucks.
I'm going with the Bucks. Colts, 49ers in San Fran.
49ers.
Going with the 49ers. I'll go with the Colts. Saints, Seahawks.
Saints.
Going with the Saints. Monday Night Football. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. And yeah, that's it. We've come to an end. Thank you all for joining us. No shout outs this week, but condolences to the Wallace family. Jared and Justin Wallace, their grandmother passed away, I believe.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Condolences to them.
Oh yeah, let me shout out to the kid Darian in my class. He asked me every day, "You gonna shout me out on TV?" Here you go, brother.
There you go. You got your shout out. Now use it well. We are out of here. Have a good one. We'll see everybody next week.